Well, as promised or threatened, I guess as the case may be, we said we would get the myth, the man, the legend. But Travis, second in the doubles event. That's the easiest event to win. That's the Fluff Bunny event. Second.
I couldn't do it. Sorry, Rob.
I understand. Well, you know what? Was it a weak partner? Was it a weak partner? Was it Donnie's fault?
No, I'll take the blame.
You'll take the blame. All right. Well, we're obviously joined by Travis Timm, not Trim, like I like to say, Tim, who actually made an amazing run at Adepticon this past weekend. He actually won 3 out of 4 of the events, and the 4th event, he came in second. So let's just recap it. You came in 4th or second in the doubles event with Donnie Croce. Then you came in first in Armada, which was a 200-point game. You came in first in Firefight, which was 1,000 points, right?
1,000.
And then you came in first at the Clash of Kings or the Adepticlash at 2,300 points. So, question: is there any games you don't know how to play or are not good at? Because that would be what I want to play. The ones you're not good at.
All right, 40K.
40K. All right.
I'm not doing those anymore.
Fair enough. Just for the people out there listening or watching, if you got comments, post it. Post your questions in here, and we'll get Travis to answer them. So I think let's just start with, how did your weekend go at Adepticon? I mean, obviously on the table it went well, but how was the overall experience, Travis?
It was great. I got to hang out with everybody. We had the Airbnb. The Omaha guys got it, and we had a bunch of people coming over every other night, and we were hanging out. Just it's basically just to get together. I mean, that's what we treat the tournaments as. So.
Did you buy anything? I mean, I know we were just talking offline that we spent most of the time in that Utopia ballroom, so it was a struggle to get out to the dealer room. But there was some Mantic was making it very difficult on me because they. So we need to talk about that one because that would we'll definitely have to talk about that game because I mean I thought you didn't even roll dice in that game.
I missed, so I didn't really roll dice.
But so did you buy anything at Adepticon?
No, I didn't get a chance to buy anything. I was going to try to get the Trident Run boats, and I was waiting for Billy and Adam to get in on Thursday, and they were sold out. They sold out on all 25 fleets. So we missed out on that, and then I just never really had time to get back down there. I was either hanging out with everyone upstairs, or we went back to the Airbnb to try to chill. So,
by the way, you guys were like, "Come over on Sunday night." Did you hear what happened on Sunday night?
No,
I wasn't making it up.
We assumed you went to bed.
No. So someone that will be nameless literally dropped my army, and it did a tumble like this.
No.
Boom, and shattered into 1,000. Now it was not the salamanders.
Okay.
Therefore, the nameless person is still alive.
Okay.
But he pushed in the cart. There was a bag on top, and it just went. It was the ogres, right? And it just. Luckily, the ogres are all rustic or hard plastic. Actually, they're not. There's no hard plastic. It's all resin or PVC. Now I think about it, there was just a few resin models. They were all fine. A Warlock lost a hand. It popped off. But like the chariots were like every. But I spent like about an hour and a half, like just putting it back together and watching this other person kind of like almost come to tears. I'm like, dude, relax.
Should have just brought it over. I'd have put them together.
Yeah,
what I'm good at.
It was fine. I had to put my 3.0 readers on, and so yeah. So you're getting lots of great comments here. By the way, folks, if you give StreamYard access to your name, it'll show up like Jason Burr, who knows how to do it. So congratulations to Jason for knowing how to give access. And I think, unfortunately, though, you have to do it multiple times. So we got lots of great comments here. Yeah, that game with Jason, we'll have to get into it because that was pretty amazing from what I've told. I wasn't watching it. Well, that is true. To be fair, there were only 2 hordes of Siegebreakers in that case. And you know what? One Siegebreaker lost an arm because they were like resin arms. That was it. Like nothing actually broke. They just came apart. So that's fair. I mean, this is your brother from another mother, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. He's trying to be a sly by calling himself Master Sight.
Right.
But I don't know. That name is a little. I I don't know. It's beneath the U.S. Master, beneath him. So let's see what Felix has to say. Yeah, I mean, that's you guys took a lot of hardware home.
I mean,
so I'm assuming. Yeah, I was gonna say with all the armies and everything. Well, let's just talk about your weekend. How'd your weekend go, Travis?
It was good. Yeah, the team event was great. Got to play with Donnie. Originally wasn't going to. He kind of snuck in, talking me into it somehow. But it was great. I was glad I got to go play that. Rode out with Tim, which was great. Yeah, missed it by 1 point to Chris and Trent, right?
Yeah. So technically, you guys were tied, but you lost. What was the tiebreaker?
I don't know if it was kill or if it was the VP.
Or maybe it's just because you're Travis Timm and you don't need this award.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe that's it, right?
You know.
Let somebody else win an award.
I mean, second place got me a box of Tundra Wolves, so I like my Tundra Wolves.
Well, you know what's interesting is, if I recall correctly, you played Chris DeGrow in the last round, right?
We did.
Adepticlash. And him and Trent were the ones that won the doubles event. So congratulations to those guys.
Yep.
It was great. I mean, they had I believe they had Empire Dust and Wet Undead, right?
Yeah.
And so
Trent was running 2 legions, I think,
of zombies. Yeah,
the zombies. Yeah.
So Trent, Trent peaked on the first day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's true. Well, actually, if that was true, well, okay. To be fair, Trent has a majestic mustache, which is enough for more than one player. So yeah, you're right, Felix. You're right. So just walk me through the doubles event. Who'd you play? If you can remember that far back.
So we played Felix to open up with Felix. Help me with his name. Charles?
Christian Moisan.
Christian. Yeah, from Quebec. He gave us a thing of syrup, which was hilarious.
Did you try it yet?
No, I threw it. I was throwing it at people.
Well, you know what you do? You open it up and you put it on vanilla ice cream. It's
vanilla ice cream?
Vanilla ice cream. Unbelievable.
I can get behind that.
Real maple syrup. Yeah.
But yeah, that was a real good game. We were helping kind of teach as we played. It would Donnie and I kind of picked on the new guy on accident, but it just worked out.
Well, it was Christian's first, I think, I don't want to say competitive, but it was the first Kings of War game that he played in a tournament setting, because he's learning the game. Because I think he just played that and then he did the big game. I don't think he didn't play in the Adepticlash.
Right. Yeah.
He's an ex Flames of War guy though, so he'll pick it up at some point.
Yeah. He was getting it. We were helping him out. We felt bad because we did overload his side because Felix chose to hide in the corner with his trolls, but Felix was just doing that.
Yeah, Felix leaving his teammate leave him out to hang. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good game. So who'd you play in game 2? Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, that was a good game. Game 2, because we played you guys game 3.
Game 3.
You and Jeremy. We played Kyle and who was Kyle's partner? I can picture him. I can't remember the guy's name that Kyle was teamed up with. Richie. Because he was playing.
Kyle Ritchie was playing with Chris Kitty from Midland, Michigan.
Okay.
They were playing Orcs and Ogres, right? I think.
No, Goblins and Orcs.
Oh, Goblins and Orcs. Okay. Yeah, it's a guy from Northern Michigan.
Adam Kinney. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, he looked familiar, but
he's mostly a Dead Zone guy, I think.
Okay.
I think he's more on the sci-fi because he played the Dead Zone National Championships.
Nice.
And I assume he played. I don't know if he played. I don't know if he played in the firefight event, but so Jason, you won so much you don't even know who you beat. They're all stepping stones, Jason, on the way to victory. Yeah. How many medals did you win, by the way?
Me?
Yeah.
4.
So 3 1s and a 2?
Yep, 3 1s and a 2.
Man. Yeah, so that's
so Adam.
Kyle played with Adam Kinney. Yeah, so they're both from Northern Michigan, Central Lower Peninsula Michigan. But yeah, Good guys. So then obviously we played the last round. It was
we
me and Jeremy. So
I mean, did we really play Rob, or was it just Jeremy playing?
It was mainly Jeremy, to be fair. I kind of was, I was being a social butterfly, and Jeremy was like, to be fair, though, I had to throw his dice at the end because he was rolling terrible dice.
I mean, you were rolling hot to shoot, though. Should have just stayed shooting.
I know. They were good. The score streaks were on fire. They were on fire, but I couldn't roll a nerve test, save my life, but c'est la vie, right?
Yep.
But yeah, so you ended up beating us. I think we went, did we go 2 wins and a loss? No, I think we went 1-1-1 because I think we drew one of our games. So, it was a fun time.
You guys tied Tim and Sean in the opener, or?
So we played Marcelo and Eric from Minnesota, and I think we got a win there, but I can't, don't quote me on it. And then we played. Who we played in the second game? Again, I can't remember either. It's almost been a week. It has been a week, right?
I mean, it's been a week.
It was last Thursday. So hopefully you guys will hear it on the podcast at some point. We've got like 20 plus hours of content. There'll be the first batch will come out on Sunday. And hopefully the first batch is Wednesday night. And then then part 2 will be Thursday. We'll go day by day. So fingers crossed, we'll get to it in a week or so. We got Kyle Pretzel Twinkie with us. Yeah, so that's a so we should probably jump to that, right? So as the winner of Adepticlash, you now get to be made into a living legend, right? You get to be immortalized in the artwork, the official canon of Panathor. So are you going to make like a Huskarl carrying 2 beers, or a bag of Cheetos, or a box of cereal?
Mini wheats? Yeah, there you go.
Honey wheat? Yeah. So what are you thinking? Have you given it any thought?
No, I've just been trying to hang out with the family, being gone that long, catching back up. I mean, getting my desk back organized. So humble. But
I'd already been all the way home. I'd have been right now, guys, what do you think of this idea? What if I was a tyrant? Or what if I was an ogre? I'd have been
I think Adam, Billy, and Tim had already and Tyler that night had already they were already just this is what it's going to be. You're going to deal with it. And there you go. I love it. Right, Jason.
I love it. You get both the Huskarl and the Goblins in there.
I don't even know what the criteria is going to be, right? Kyle and them were just yeah, we'll be in touch. And then
I assume you get to pick. You get to pick the race, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So nice, Adam. Nice. I mean, you did send Huskarls out with a bang, right?
I did.
You did. That is a true statement as well. He's got those lacrosse shoulders, He's
all about the hugs, guys.
Hey, look, Kyle knows. I like your picture, Kyle. By the way, Kyle Poole, he knows how to put his name on there, so that's pretty cool. I think we're starting to grow. We must have. People are now done with dinner and they're making their way over to watch you. So that was obviously the first day on Thursday, and then obviously on Friday we played Armada. You played Orcs, right?
I did.
You went 3-0, right? So how'd that go?
It was good. The first game we were cut short. So that game I ran up and grabbed the tokens. I played against the elf player. We only got through 2 turns because we were trying to make up time from a slow start, basically. But I ended up winning that, and then I got to play Billy with the dwarves, which I can't count that as a win because the scenario basically with the wind kept pushing us into each other and into the islands, and it was hilarious. We weren't even really shooting each other or playing the scenario. We were just trying to survive the islands and the wind. Because I think I crashed 5 boats into his dreadnought on accident because of the wind. It wasn't even me getting to ram it. It was just the wind pushed me into him, or he pushed himself into his stuff. So that was a pretty entertaining game.
That was a difficult scenario. Now this is Billy. What fleet was he playing? Billy?
He was playing dwarves. He didn't get his Twilightkin done, so I made a dwarf list for him.
I played against Tim Lonus's Twilightkin. It's nasty. The assassin with the barbed harpoons. Come on, bro. We need to rectify that. He just wrecked my face. And in that scenario with the wind, it was embarrassing, dude. I lost 7 out of 8 ships. I had that situation like you have an X-wing where you have your TIE fighters too close, and then the wind just came and went, and just pushed them all together. And
that's how Billy and I's went. Yeah, orcs want to get close, and I got close to him, and then the wind would go, and I would fail the skill test, and I'd fall, get hit, run right into him. And when you hit the dreadnought, it's a lot of damage.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So.
And then, so that was game 2, right?
That was game 2.
Yeah.
Game 3, I played Charlie. He's
a local guy.
Last year. He won it last year.
Okay. His wife Nicole. Those are I think his wife Nicole was there. Maybe not. You're giving me a blank look. Was he playing orcs?
No, he was playing elves.
Okay, then I don't know who we're talking about.
Then.
Sorry. It's weird because it's strange because the Armada thing is like, there's a lot of players there that weren't playing Kings of War, right?
Right. Yeah. There was a lot of new people, a lot of new faces. But yeah, that last game.
I played Nicole, and she pounded me into the ground. She literally, I lost 7 out of 8 ships. Now, some of it was by my own stupidity, so that's on me. But she also just ran me down. She was playing dwarves. But I should say I was playing Kingdoms of Men. Turns out, Travis told everybody, you go full speed all the time. No, you don't.
Full speed.
Not with Kingdoms of Men, bro. You gotta stay back and shoot. So I learned a valuable lesson. I
mean, I don't know what Kingdoms of Men do.
I don't either. I
know what orcs do. You go full speed. I know what Twilight King does. You go full speed.
Yeah. Ooh, So, yeah, it was. She smashed me good, dude. And she finished up there pretty hard. I mean, I gave her like 19 or 20 points. So I didn't give them to her. She took them. Let's be honest. She beat me. What's funny is, I don't know if you met Nicole or her husband, but they used to be, I don't know if you ever played Warhammer at Adepticon. They are friends with Alex Gonzalez, and they're the ones who used to scream from the table about getting your list out when you're walking up to turn the list in. So they used to be part of the groups that would run. So that was pretty fun to make the connection. Because now I'm like, oh yeah, I remember getting yelled at by you many times. I don't have my list ready. When I'm trying to go through the thing. Yeah. Yeah. So you went 3-0. Was there anybody else 3-0 at on the Armada tournament?
Adam was. He took
second. Let's just talk about Adam's bull crap with the you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Well, let me make sure we're talking about the right thing. He has the item that lets you move the wind around.
So do I.
That's junk, dude. That's junk, guys.
Hey,
yeah, it takes all the fun out of it.
We outlaw that. No magical items at our tournaments because that's broken.
I'm right there with you, man, because I don't think they're balanced at all.
Charles has the enthrall one, and with all the terrain, that thing was stupid broken too. Because like we didn't know that there was going to be that much terrain on the mats, and he had enthrall. Jesus Christ,
it's great, right? Michael Phelps ish picture with all the medals, man.
Who the hell gave you that picture?
I can't tell you that. I just things just show up in my inbox.
That's my hunting cap. Like, dang.
Hey, things just show up in my inbox. So, all right, we're joined by my brother from another mother, Jeremy, but he's never on camera because he's too cool for cameras.
No, I gotta get a webcam for my new computer. I don't have one.
Okay.
See, this is the photo that I've always wanted, and this is what I've been telling you since the Friday Thursday. That this is what the people would deserve right here.
Right.
The Photoshop. Okay, well, you got it.
I just
there
want
it
to know
is.
what are you
doing? I sent the one out with the kids. I won a medal for each child. I mean,
are you working buys and back together? Are you working buys by themselves? I got to know the secret here because those are some guns.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I think, so that was the Armada event, but now let's get into firefight. Now, obviously, Jeremy, you played in the firefight. I only actually played the last game as a ringer. But how did Travis, I mean, you stomped 3 straight games, stomped three players?
Yeah, I played Marcelo.
So, go ahead.
I got to play Marcelo, and that was one of his first games, and he was playing GCPS. We both were I was helping him with some of the rules, and like, I'm not as familiar with GCPS, so like he was helping me with some. So it was a slower game. We only got through a couple turns, but I ended up winning that game. If we would have won a full round, full game, I don't think he would have had a whole lot left. Because orcs are really good against GCPS.
Yeah. He's talking about the picture I think you posted on Facebook, right? With your kids
Yeah.
and all the medals, and they're all like, yeah.
And I sent Mantic a different one where I was actually in it, but where all
That's
the kids
awesome.
were wearing it.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
So, because they said they were going to do a blog, so I was like, well, here's a separate one, and they were excited. I mean, they could not wait till I got home to see all the stuff and hear about it, and they love it.
Is that how you spell what sleeves like a peasant? That's not how you spell peasant, is it? But I would expect. I mean, it'd be fair, Kyle. Well, if you're getting corrected for spelling by me, you're terrible at spelling because I am the worst. So, obviously, Pretzel Twinkie was enamored by your amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, I was amazed that I could do that.
Yeah, Jeremy, how did your firefight experience go? Did you get stomped by Travis on the way?
I did. Oh, it was great. He allowed me the privilege to walk around 20 minutes into the last round after he had tabled my whole army so that I could enjoy looking at everyone else's games. So I really appreciate him for allowing me the pleasure to watch what everyone else was doing. And no, we talked a lot about it. We had a great game. You know, Firefight's amazing. I think the playtest group is really on the ball right now, thinking about ways they can make the game more balanced and more fun. It was just one of those, you know, just a great game. And Marauders came down from the sky and stopped my poor little dwarves. And not much else to say, really.
Well, let's talk about that because we played on 4-foot tables, right?
4x4.
That was the concern going in that maybe your what are they called? Sky captains? What are they called again?
Skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers. That they would do bad things. Well, did they do bad things to people?
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much got first turn each game, and I double charged 2 units and pretty much wiped them off each game. Being a 4x4 board, it really plays to that unit style. And I know we were practicing on 4x6, so it wasn't as bad when we were practicing because you can hide some stuff, and you know it really makes them go to a certain area of the board where the 4x4. I mean, they go to one side, they can hit the other on an 18-inch charge the next turn if they're alive, even.
Right.
So, yeah, when I kind of heard about that, I was like, wow, that really plays into my list. You know, it kind of played into Adam's plague list when we were making lists because it just condensed everything.
Right.
And some of that will be as the firefight, and we're going to have Matt Green on again to talk about, they just released the first set of numbers from the first batch of UK firefight tournaments that are really interesting. So we're going to have that in the next episode with Kyle, and Tyler will be going over all that stuff. But I think we're still figuring out, you know, what's the best point value for that game. You know, can it work on a 4x4? Does it need to be on a 6x4? You know, we're really in the early stages of working on balancing that game. But, you know, Travis was a gentleman as he pushed it in. I was like, and thank you, sir, and on to the next adventure. But
yeah,
I did get to beat Tyler Schultz, and it's on video. So
wait, isn't he supposed to be a big deal at like Firefight and Dead Zone?
You'll see that game. It'll come out on Dreadpath Zone. He taped our round 2. Yeah, and then I played Mike. We're not editing a podcast. I go to say over my thing and then edit it out, but this is live. I played Mark in round 1, and he gave me the Zelensky the Zelensky push where he catapulted me up, but it was a fun game.
Yeah, it was both the Armada tournament and the firefights. It was just great. It was a good turnout, a lot of great people. One thing I learned from Tim Lonis is, man, recruits in large numbers, throw the command dice, get the blaze away on 6s, and he just deleted. I had a GCPS list as well, and he just deleted them, dude. Like, I was like, so really, Tyler's stock is falling a little bit because he made a list for me, and I'm like, bro, this list wasn't even competitive. No. To be fair,
Yeah.
I didn't play that list. I played a list that Brian Novak created, and I assume he built it in a ringer in pure ringer fashion, right? Give me a little bit of everything to see how it plays, but really not overly competitive. So,
I mean,
hey,
I imagine when the Firefight book or the sci-fi book comes out later, it will have the same effect as the first Clash of Kings book had. Of really
disordering
tweaking.
flyers, right?
Yeah,
Loose fly.
I think we're gonna feel some of those changes when they come.
Right.
But in the meantime, get building those armies. And congratulations again to Travis. I mean, to win like that, and then also as Kyle mentioned, Firefight, Kings of War, and Armada are all very different. I mean, there's the DNA of Mantic Games within those three, but it's a different headspace, I think. So that is a very big accomplishment.
I think if it was Vanguard, he'd win at that too.
Yeah,
he's played that a few times as well.
I did have a few of those games.
Yeah, yeah, it's a heck of a showing to get that, to knock that out. I mean, yeah, I don't, man. Really,
do you want to give any shout outs to your Omaha crew as far as the steel sharpened steel think tank, or do you just want to say F them, this is all my glory, and they can go suck it?
In Armada we technically went 1, 2, and 3. Tim Lonis also took third technically. They had a scoring discrepancy that Nicole got, which is good. She did a great job too. But Adam and Tim both went undefeated in Armada as well, which was great. And then Adam took second in Firefight. So, I mean, we just, playing the few games we did and those side events, like, it showed. I mean,
yeah,
I felt like we knew the rules fairly well, knew kind of what our armies wanted to do. And it helped. I mean, that's just how it works, right? You play enough games and do enough stuff repetitively, then it's just rolling dice. So,
awesome.
Well, play with good players, you get better, right? Well, let's take a look at your list because, we had some comments about, the last hurrah for the Huskarls. So let's take a look at this because there's a fair amount of Huskarls in this list.
Just a few.
Few. So hopefully you guys can see this okay on the screen, but you want to take us through the list?
So I've got 5 Dwarf Klansman troops, 4 regiments of Huskarls, 2 regiments of Tundra Wolves, 1 with the Drunken Ram and 1 with the Boots of Striding, Snow Fox Regiment, Thane Hero with Talnar's Standard and Inspiring Talisman, Lord on Frostfang with the extra Snow Fox for the extra attack and Pipes of Terror for Brutal, and then Harim, the legendary Ice Giant. Who is
such a compact list. It all fits on one page.
It does. It's not normal for me playing goblins all the time. What's up, little man?
They just save it for the tournament, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to the list, I mean, I'm assuming you can't say anything other than the list performed as you expected. But was there anything that you were like, oh, I wish I would have had this, that in retrospect, it would have made it even better?
No, I think I stumbled upon this list last year with Memphis due to your special character, Rob, with having double rally. That was the whole concept of this list, was just throwing rally everywhere.
Right.
And it played really well there. And then I took it to Lady of the Lake. It played really well there. And I mean, the list in my hands, it does what I would expect it to do. So, but it's real hard to kill. The Deceptive Nerve with the rally. There's a lot of, duplicate built into it. If I lose a unit, it's not so bad type of stuff. It's got a lot of chaff that helps get the slow moving aspect of the army get to places. But
yeah, I mean, it looks like you have a lot of tools to deliver the Huskarls, and those Huskarls are just so nasty. They're going to kill most things, So the Dwarf Klansmen, and I mean, having the Fury is nice too, right? The worst, you don't like it when your chaff gets wavered. At least if they get wavered in combat, they're doing something.
Right. Yeah, that was the one thing I wish they had Headstrong, the dwarves, just because they always like to get wavered right in front of the guys outside of combat, but
yeah,
that's all right.
How did The Thunderwolves, I think, are really good. Did you? And I don't know. You didn't end up playing Keith, or did you?
No, so I ended up playing Jason.
Okay, which that was the now infamous that will forever be remembered game.
Yep. Yeah, the elves I didn't want to see. This list does not want to see that, or like Jeff Shilkin's heavy shooting ogres, but they have a lot of combat with them list. This list is really, really good against the other elite armies that like to get into combat, that want to fight it out. Because I have all that extra chaff for the counter punches and things like that. So the all shooting lists or the heavy shooting lists are tough for this one to, depending on the scenario. But it is tough for them too when they don't have a lot of piercing to kill it. So
yeah,
it does stay alive.
Yeah, well, I mean, defense 5 is not a takeaway on those chaff to shoot them off, and at least your Thunderwolf cavalry, I imagine, is fast enough that, if you're playing that sort of line, you're going to try to get them into combat before they get shot off. So,
yeah. I definitely use a lot of terrain with this list against the armies that shoot. The Thunderwolves, the Snowfire, they all go into forests if I can.
And it's got a lot of unit. How much unit strength does it have? Go back to what is the list?
25 or 28?
Yeah, see, that's a lot of unit strength.
26 unit strength.
That's a good amount of unit strength with having four hardcore hammers, with the Huskarls plus the Snow Foxes plus the Lord on Frostfang. That list is just super well rounded, very solid, I think.
Yeah, the only unit that doesn't score is the Thane, and he's just there for the rally to give everybody rally and be extra inspiring. So,
well, we're obviously joined by Jason Burr, your 4th round opponent, right?
Can't believe you let him on.
Third round.
Third round. Okay.
Third round.
But you guys should chat about it because it was an infamous game that everybody was talking about all weekend long, right?
No.
What happened, Jason? He only
Jason, I didn't get to play the game. What happened?
You decided not to charge in, and I ran out of time. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, no. So that game, it was definitely the matchup I didn't want. We played Pillage, right? Or Push. It was
Push.
We played Push. I basically hid my units in the trees. The Huskarls and Dwarves stood out in front and took bow shots like bosses. But I got first turn, and I think that helped a lot because I got to push up. Keith lost. Yeah, that's true. Keith should have won. But I pushed up aggressively for the first 2 turns, which Jason's shooting actually did really well to kill the dwarf troops, one right after the other. Because I was expecting that they might be wavered or I'd have at least an extra turn. But I didn't, so I had to kind of play more defensive after he started picking those off because he's got all the Drakons. He's got 2 regiments of Drakons, 2 lords on Drakon, and then the Drakon horde. So he had all of the counter Alpha Strike charges if he wanted. But I know on my left flank, his right, I think I played it pretty well. I used the trees, and I only gave him single charges that would have been hindered into my Harim and the Lord on Frostfang and the Tundra Wolves. And so I just kept kind of pushing him back and trying to delay. And my whole goal in that game was to counter whatever he charged because he was going to get to decide what he wanted. And so I just stayed out of his 12-inch charge with his infantry. But I pushed as much as possible on all the other aspects of the game.
Lots of shimmying.
There was a lot of me shimmying around. Yeah, we coined that. It was fun watching Shannon Shoemaker made a stop by and was like, "Oh, this game will be good." And then after turn 3, he walked off and was like, "This is boring." Comes back, sits down for a round, and then goes, "Okay, this is still boring." Walks away. It's pretty funny watching him just come back expecting something to happen, and nothing really did till the very end on turn 6 when. Jason got in and started killing stuff, and it disappeared. But I had basically I took Ronnie and I defended Ronnie the Bard, and he had all the tokens. So shout out to Ronnie for winning the game. He stayed alive, and everyone sacrificed themselves for him.
Travis walked by at the end of that game and he was showing me a score sheet and he's like, look at my attrition points. And I looked at it and it was a 0. And I was expecting him to tell me like, oh man, I kept rolling snake eyes. I lost this game. And he's like, and I won.
Yeah, I said I rolled 4 dice in the entire game, 3 attacks and 1 to wound, and missed it, and didn't even have to roll nerves. So
yeah, that's how you win like a boss.
I was in shock. I mean, it was great. I mean, Jason and I knew if it went 7, he won because I had nothing left to really. I'd sacrificed everything in turn 6 to make sure that Ronnie stayed alive with all the tokens on his side of the board to win the game.
I had to roll a 10 twice.
Yeah. Or you needed a 10 twice.
Yeah. The other thing, I mean, I honestly probably wouldn't have gotten into the game. I needed to punch a hole in his line, but with him only allowing me to do single charges, he made it super difficult. So, like with 3s of 2s with Dracons into 15, 17 at that point, I mean, you're getting possibly a 12 on average, and you waver them. They have Fury. They're going to come back and punch, plus he has more units at that point. So I was trying to be as patient as possible and just shoot a hole in the line. I eventually got a regiment around, and he actually got me back into the game by allowing me to get a flank, which he knew he wanted to move beforehand and forgot to.
Yep. I walked over and I was like, all right, I'm going to move the character and then shimmy this unit. And then I just totally forgot to shimmy the unit. I even said it out loud. We both knew it. And I instantly was like, oh, crap. So, yeah, I gave Jason some points. He needed them. Needed to make the game interesting at the end.
Yeah, and then so I threw in a regiment in the flank, and then one of the Drakon Lords in the other flank and the other Drakon Lord in the front to get them into the game a little bit more. Because I knew I was running out of time. And then because of where the reforms were, I could not get both Drakon Lords in. There was space, but one of them couldn't see around. And then on top of that, in bottom of 5, I did 2 wounds into the Ronnie unit because he had a rim coming into gonna come pound on the Drakons, and I ended up doing 2 wounds with the Silver Breeze and then boxcarring it to waver his Ronnie unit. So really locked down the Ronnie unit and made him change last round 6 to really play defensive round 6. But yeah, it's turn 7. If it goes turn 7, I have a horde of Drakons, both Lords on Drakons, 2 regiments of Drakons, all surrounding this one unit.
That's pretty good. It sounded like a fun. I mean, it may have looked boring, but it sounded like it was not boring when you're going through it.
Yeah, his movement turns were. I mean, everyone's like Travis, how did you not have 50 minutes still on your clock? And his movement turns were actually super long because he's checking angles, and he's like, go ahead and shoot some more, because he knew exactly what I was going to do. Like he would inch up the left side to be within 18, but only allow a single charge. I'm like, I'm not going to send a single charge hindered in. So I'm just going to back up another inch. He's going to move up another inch. And then we just played the cat and mouse game on the right-hand side, on my right-hand side, his left flank. But yeah, it was one of those games. Like it got done. And honestly, I'm glad that it was Travis that we played, because I don't think anyone else would have been okay with only rolling 4 dice. And both me and him have played enough that we just started laughing the whole game. It's just like, yep, this is the strategy game that we play.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, heck of an accomplishment, though. It was a murderer's row that you had to go through, and I mean, anybody. I mean, that was a tough room. I went 2-1, 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw, and I was happy to do that because it was tough. And we should just say, hey, congratulations, obviously. But here's the thing: not only did you win overall, you also really technically won best sports too, which that means every single opponent voted you their favorite game. That's that's like a double. I mean, that's yeah. I
definitely that. I mean, to me, I'd almost rather have the sports than the overall.
We're looking down here. I don't know if you guys. Let me just zoom in here. Look at Keith. He only got 8 for sports. So is that a L thing coming to play here?
Probably.
Yes, definitely.
People only getting
Nah.
shot off, I guess.
I mean,
guess
it
that's
just shows how the strength of that room is, though, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many top players, so many good players. Like, I mean, at the end, I was playing Chris DeGro, and I was just like, how do I judge out of 5 games? I mean, they all were good games. Everyone I got to play, it's like I would pick them as number 1. Just it's tough.
Yeah. We really need to have Keith on here because I'm sure he's got a great story to tell coming in third, right? Trampoline is like I think he started with a loss, right? And he bounced all the way back to
0 degree down bubble. Yeah. Run
think he-
silent, run deep.
I think he maxed every game.
I was gonna say, I know he played Tim Lonis right next to me when I played Eric in game 4, and he just was like, oh, you're dead.
That's got to be a
Game's
typo,
over.
right?
I think
18,000?
that is a typo.
Yeah.
Is that right? 18,000? No.
No, there's no way that's right.
Well, yeah, Keith. I mean, he took only after round 1. I like it. So he made a hell of a comeback because he's basically scored 19 and then 20s the rest of the way.
Yep.
So after a small loss, because
well, I did my part. I gave him a 20, so I did everything I could to help him.
You and Tim.
That's awesome.
So I did my best. Propel you to your success, my friend.
Man, what a! I mean, we should just shout out. Obviously, Travis took first, but you look at that murders row in the beginning. Eric Trowbridge, Keith Randall, Jeff Shilkman, Corey Reynolds. I mean, that is like a top five, right? That's like Masters level. But who's not there? I don't see Adam Ballard there. What's going on there? Where's Adam?
He went 0-2 day 2.
Oh my gosh! All the way down 20th. Wait.
Yeah,
Adam finished one off a counter chart. Wait, I finished higher than
Rob,
Ballard.
It's all part of the long con. He knew that he was being thought of too much, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna lose a little bit just so they don't mess with my stuff, and then I'll continue on my dominance at Lone Wolf here in a couple weeks.
I just bummed that I didn't get counter charger. I was one off. Freaking Marcelo took my counter charger award, man.
Oh yeah, you were just 1 point. You did slightly too good, Rob.
You did too good, Rob.
Yeah, I mean. Adam is that paint? No, that's sports. Okay. Adam, you need to start hanging out with Travis more, man. Look at those sports scores. Pump up those rookie numbers. Yeah. Interesting times. Yeah, it was a great event, though. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Congratulations to all the. Fair enough.
There's a reason why he's switching for Lone Wolf here in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Exactly. Who's all making it? Jason, are you making it down to Lone Wolf?
I'm taking 2 months off. I won't. I'll go to Bug Eater and then Masters back to back. Plus, I have a sister-in-law's wedding in Omaha as well. So
fair enough.
I'll be making 3 months in a row to see those losers down there. Well, other than Travis.
Yeah.
So what Adam? So this is a nice. Nice way of saying that Adam made somebody cry and leave the tournament. Was that?
Yeah, brand new player.
Matt Tucker.
Yeah.
He didn't come back from lunch.
He didn't come
Thanks,
back.
Adam.
He's like, forget this game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Well, that was awesome. We should mention though. You guys mentioned best of the rest in the U.S. Masters, and let me just as a quick reminder, we've got everything's available to sign up. If you just go to tabletopscore.com, when you're there, you'll just plug in best of the rest, and you should be able to search for that. You'll see it here. You click it, right? And then you'll get to all the tournament packs. And basically what you'll do is you'll just sign up, and then you'll be able to register, pay. What's great is everything's here. The hotel, the restaurants information,
nice.
Meal survey, so you can fill out if you have dietary restrictions, or if you're a vegetarian, or if you have special preference, you can provide all that. You can pay the paint rubric, the rules. I mean, literally everything is here, including the ability to request a shuttle. Right. Yep. So the guys in Omaha are going to be running shuttle service back and forth, so we can avoid the Uber fees, because it was expensive. The Uber was expensive in Seattle, right? It was like $100. So I didn't take it because, knock on wood, I got my own Uber driver, Donnie Croce, came and got me. But yeah, Some people have lamented it was very expensive. So awesome showing. Just get signed up. I know that we're kind of getting, we're still a few months out, but the earlier you sign up, the easier it is for them to plan. And I should mention, just sign up for Best of the Rest. If you get into the Masters, they will slide it over. It's all the same cost, and they'll just slide it over into the U.S. Masters registration. So just sign up and come regardless. Yeah. Anybody that says like, oh, if I don't make Masters, I don't look, man, this is a good event. Just come to I'm going to play. So you got at least one easy win if you get to play against me. Because I stopped, I gave Jeremy my Siegebreaker crutch. So
I did. I rode that baby hard.
Well, yeah, you did. You did a great. We went 3-2, right?
3-0-1.
3. Oh,
I'm sorry, 3-1-1. So I lost one.
So three wins a lot, and the loss would have been to Keith, I imagine, right?
Yes, it was. But I owed him one. The last Adepticon we were at, I won my last round, and he lost his round, and I catapulted above him and got a medal. So I felt like it's only my duty to help him in his quest. So
just as a reminder, if you haven't signed up and you're planning to come, let the guys know. Get signed up, pay. I think it's 70. It's $75. Yeah, it says right here. Yep. $75.
Totally.
So get signed up and let's get to over 100 players. Right? We got 64 in the U.S. Masters.
Okay, they sold out the Clash of King at 150. Come on, guys. It's go time. We got to represent here.
Let's talk about that. Adepticlash, we struggle a lot to get. I think we peaked at one year like 60 plus, right? This year we had 45-ish, good number, but it's tough. Now, Adepticon is a little bit more difficult because, gosh, I don't know what you guys, but it was like $300 just to register.
It's not cheap. It's not cheap event. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this one is cheap, all things considered. $75, carpool in, fly in, whatever you got to do, and then just pile into a big hotel room, or an Airbnb. And if I remember correctly, they've got some links here to some of the Travis approved hotels.
Yeah.
Discount rates, cheap. Because hey, look, nobody makes it cheaper than the Omaha guys.
We try.
Yeah.
We try.
I mean,
we'll have the podcast there. Matt Carmack is going to be streaming. So there's going to be
and Grant will be our streamers.
Yeah.
We're going to have some vendors.
I wish we could, Adam. I hope we can beat 150. That's a lot of players, though.
Yeah. We got the space. I mean,
let's do 151. That's what we want, right? 151.
Who else from the Omaha boys is going to Lone Wolf? Anyone besides Adam?
I think it's just Adam. Adam's going to pick up Michael on his way down.
Okay.
And obviously, he's referencing Travis's affinity for certain hotels.
The No-Tell Motel.
That's right. That's right. Well, awesome. What else we want to cover, guys? Jason, what did you buy? Did you buy a bunch of stuff?
I got a lot of terrain. I got some 3D trees. Obviously, being an elf. I did buy Mantic Terrain Crate, one of the big ones, the $80 ones. I was going to buy some zombies because I have some 3D prints, but then I want to supplement them with Mantic models for Undead. And then some tufts, like the local hobby store here only has like the really tall ones. So I found some shorter ones to put on basing and stuff too. So I spent all of Friday with nothing to do besides look at the vendor hall, and I planned it that way, and then come up and hang out with everyone at Firefight and Armada. So I did hop in on Thursday with the team tournament and was a ringer with Tyler Schultz.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So we have a ringer army, and then like second game, we're like, this army's not good enough. Let's bring elves to the table.
Well, yeah, I was under the impression that the other guy was going to win no matter what on the scoreboard. Not that it was.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I was like, I had to take off my my Adepticlash army anyways. So I just had those models. So, but my impression was that going into it was that, hey, they're going to win no matter what. And that was not the case. If I would have known that, I definitely would have played the Order of the Green Lady army.
Yeah. We got a comment from Adam that I can't share.
We're
a family-friendly show.
Show.
We're family friends. But he just basically said, this jackass brings his elves out as a ringer.
Yeah, he was saying it all weekend, so I'm not. It doesn't affect me at this point. Everyone knows anyways.
I think how many places higher did you finish than Adam?
7, I think. But I mean, he's beat me. He's beat me the last 2 or 3 times I've played him. So he's got my number right now for sure. But elf on elf, I did beat him.
That's good. What did we not cover, Travis?
Whatever you guys want.
And nobody asked any questions. I thought for sure we would get some questions. Like,
I mean, my arm is easy.
You just push it forward. It's just Huskarls, right?
It's just, counter charges a lot.
Yeah, you push it forward. Yeah, you just push it forward. Yeah. Well, awesome. If we don't have anything else, guys, we'll wrap it up. But thanks, Travis and Jason, for jumping on and chatting with us on the live stream. And we'll try to get some more more live streams going in the next couple of weeks. If there's anybody in particular. Well, wait, who's dodging who? You didn't even come. Kyle didn't even come to a Adepticlash.
I played him at Memphis and beat him, so
Yeah, Kyle.
The infamous.
Oh yes,
yes.
Thank you very much. By the way, I should probably pull that up. Have you guys seen the Twilight Kin pictures that came out
so
today?
amazing. I'm just
my God.
Yes.
I joked about my Twilight King cosplay, but let's say today I was on some websites purchasing some outfits, maybe. So just wait, Travis. Next time we're at a tournament together.
What was I hear? You didn't even wear it.
Well, that's what before it was a memory, and now it's becoming a reality. Or it was a dream, and now it's becoming a reality. So Jeremy, Twilight King cosplay. Stay tuned.
Unbelievable.
The Dungeon Saga stuff.
I was ready for it, Jeremy. I was hyping it up. Everybody was
ready. I got to have you build anticipation.
How was your hype, man?
Yeah, we've got some great stuff here. This is obviously Dungeon Saga Origins. It started today. I think it funded in 40 minutes. So
yeah, it was quick.
It's already at almost $200,000.
That's amazing. I'm doing the legendary pledge so I can get all the expansions.
So their updates has let's see though. They probably have some pictures, I would assume, right?
They do. They have a lot of really nice models.
Yeah.
I'm digging this. I'm just digging the new sculpts, period. The mage and the dwarf and just they're generic enough that I think we could use them in any Kings of War. What I'm hoping for is I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hoping that they'll come out with the resin versions.
Yes, keep scrolling down. Let's look at the Twilight Kin expansion.
All right, I'm coming.
They're cool.
You say when?
Okay, I am.
So that's the undead expansion, which looks great too, right?
Yeah.
The zombie trolls and the zombies and the undead dwarves, they look phenomenal, dude.
Yeah, I love the undead. Sorry, go ahead. I just love the undead guys who are wearing their clothes from. That's it. That's a duo. That's our duo: Speedo, Metals, and Twilight Kin cosplay.
So we got the Goblin expansion, it looks like. So you got some Maw Pups and a bunch of different. I mean, I'm digging these alternate Leggett sculpts. Pretty cool. So, cool. I think if they have, hopefully they'll have some resins and I can mix them in with my Goblin army. It'll be totally cool. But then I know the Twilight Kin should be coming up, right? Oh, wait, Abyssal Dwarves first. Wow, look at those guys. Those are pretty dope.
The Legendary Pledge gets you the main game plus all these expansions. So that's what I'm doing.
So I'm assuming, this is Blake because he doesn't know how to give Facebook the access. But yeah, they did have at Mantic Open Night Dungeon Saga Origins to play through, and everybody that played it said it's good. Well, I didn't see a broken arm on the Orloff model,
but I mean, same sort of Vikingness. I mean, it was amazing.
I don't know. Yeah, I Kyle's asking about the atmosphere when we had 10th edition announced. Honestly, I didn't hear anything about it. I was in my Mantic bubble, and I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it felt like this. It felt like another great Adepticon, right? From a Kings of War. Oh crap! Look at this stuff. Man.
This is what I'm talking about. It got faces on the shield. I love the. I'm
loving this Reaper model too.
All the girl archers with their masks over their eyes. Oh man, this is just so good.
This would be great characters and stuff for. So 10th edition was announced at the Warhammer preview on I think Wednesday night. Which one, Kyle?
The Barbarian
these models?
No, the Barbarian, I think. Orloff.
Oh, Orloff.
Barbarian. You correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, but I think he was helped design that model.
I like the swing away, Merrill. That like that bat like he's batting somebody with a club. It's pretty sweet.
Deep cut M. Night Shyamalan reference, Rob.
You like that?
Yeah, I do like that very much.
Okay, good. I'm glad. That's why we're family. Right?
Yeah.
So,
but I mean,
swing away.
This to me, if and I imagine it is a little taste of what the Twilight Kin release is going to look like. Chris Fisher at Troll Horde Games, get ready for my order because it will be incoming. These guys are just looking awesome.
Yeah, I'm digging. The Reapers, the Reapers look great. I love the little bit thicker, more beefier arms.
Mm-hmm.
Right, those look great. But these big dudes, I don't know, man. So what was your favorite game of Firefight? So for me, I only played one, and I actually played as the ringer in the last round. And I played Tim Lonis, and it was GCPS on GCPS, and I had kind of a more elite or combined arms. Well, it wasn't really elite. It had some Rangers, it had some veterans, it had a little bit of everything. But you know what it didn't have? It didn't have any recruits. And so Tim Lonis took me to Recruit Town and had like 3 big units, and they blazed away. And when they blazed away, my army melted away. So it's cool though. I love it. I think I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. Again, it's a first edition. So we need to get through this first hump where they basically look at what Travis did at the event and cap all of it, right?
Pretty much.
I had a couple great games. Like I said, my game against Tyler was especially cool because it was like a classic. He was playing a combat Veerman army, just throwing his stuff at me as fast as he can, while my Forge Fathers were like, hold the line. Just can I shoot enough of him off the board before he gets to me? Because once he gets to me, I'm pink mist. So it's just like a super classic sci-fi matchup. Yeah,
we may or may not have been shown some artwork and some 3D renders of the Reapers. And obviously, if you didn't listen to yesterday's, was it last? When did the Ronnie episode come out? Was that yesterday? I don't know,
yesterday.
Jeremy. It's all blurred. So you got some alternate Reaper builds coming, along with alternate Butcher builds. So you need, if you haven't listened to the episode, I'm not going to spoil it. Yeah. Apologies for the little bit. He was using his phone. You know, he's a weird.
Not our fault.
Guy.
It's not our fault.
But to be fair, it's still serviceable. You can still hear all the details. He talks about the STLs coming, which is great. And he obviously spends a lot. We spend a lot of time talking about Dungeon Saga Origins. Jeremy, I liked it because none of you guys else wanted to show up. So I got Ronnie all to myself for like an hour and a half, dude.
You did. Well, it was right in the middle. Yeah.
And I used it. I mean, I asked about Vanguard. I mean, I went in. What are we doing with Vanguard? Everything. I got a lot of stuff.
Last time I saw Ronnie, we were in a hot tub, so I thought I should share him with you a little bit.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Should we talk about before we wrap up? Do we want to talk about like project-wise what we're all like working on post like Adepticon hype? Are you guys excited? Are you working on anything new, or what's next on your?
Well, I assume Jason's just painting more elves.
I have a Northern Alliance army.
You got Huskarls in it? By any chance?
I do. So I got to paint that. It's all based, all primed, all modeled. So I got to paint that. But mainly, I'm going to try and fine-tune my elves for masters as far as paint goes.
Nice.
What about you, Travis? What are you working on?
I'm working on Riftforge Orcs for Memphis.
Is it like you got a theme in mind, or it's more about the play on the table, the list?
I just kind of put together what I already kind of have and like. So I've got some Legionnaires in there. I brought Tundra Wolves because I love Tundra Wolves. So there's some Tundra Wolves making appearance.
They have Tundra Wolves in the Riftforge Orc list?
They do.
Okay.
So they're they got to cross over sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I got, throwing it together, something different.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, we should remind everybody that we do have the Mantic Army Slow Grow Challenge that started. And to be entered in the monthly raffles, you just got to put an update in the monthly post. And to be fair, it doesn't have to be the actual army you're working on for the challenge. Just put something in there. Put some Armada. Put whatever. Just show us some progress because you only have one more day.
Tomorrow.
So tomorrow, 31st, is after that, it's over. And if you miss the March, you can still enter the rest of the months. but you don't get to enter the end of year, the fantastic awards that we have planned for the end of the year. Which the big awards, we're going to build you a table. So we're going to build you, the mat, all the terrain. And Travis has seen my stuff. It's not bad,
It's good.
right? Yeah. So it should be fun. Looking forward to that. So if you are on the fence, do it. And then we'll be giving $25 gift cards out, raffling that off monthly. And I don't know yet, Jeremy, if we're going to do it I think we probably will do it via live stream. I think
so. I think it's fun to do that. Like we did remember when we were looking at the painting stuff from whenever we did that last painting challenge we did on the live stream.
Oh, that was so much fun. Pictures.
Yeah.
And I guess this is the part where we also tell people we kind of are thinking we need to do another army in a weekend, right?
Yes.
We're thinking that should be coming up maybe in May or late April. Yeah. I'm not sure. We got to talk about the timing. Yeah. But, I think rather than we haven't done one in a while. Last time we did it, we said 1,000 points of Kings of War. That's a lot. That's a lot of let's play ogres. That's a lot. So I think what we're thinking is 500 points of ambush, right? Which could then feed into Kings of War if you wanted. A 200 point Armada fleet, 150 point Dead Zone Strike Force, and what did we say? 500 points for Firefight. Is that what we said? Yeah.
Yes.
So that's kind of what we're thinking. If you guys don't like those numbers, put them up on the. Put them up on, just we'll make a post in it probably tomorrow about, hey, what do you think about an army in a weekend? If you haven't done it before, it's super fun. We start Friday night and we just chat nonstop until Sunday. And I think what we'll do is because we're going to have 4 different game systems going as part of this, we'll have 4 different Discord rooms available so that people doing Armada can hang out with people doing Armada, and you can jump back and forth. And I should mention that we're the Dead Zone, the podcast guys are on board. They'll be doing some stuff with us as well on this one, kind of co-hosting this. So I'm looking forward to it. What I don't know yet is what I'm going to do. I don't know about you, Jeremy. I guess I gotta wait and see what our other cohorts are going to do because those guys are very limited. They don't, especially Alex.
Yeah,
he's only got one speed.
Yeah, most likely I'll be working on the EOD, my Mantic EOD for Masters, or I will be working on either adding to the Forge Fathers or my new super hot top secret firefight army that I am
not Forge Fathers working on. Asterians finally? The ones you put together?
No, I think I told you about it. I'll talk about it in the next episode we do dedicated to firefight. But did someone show you like an exploit and now you're like, no, it's like a theme. I haven't made the list at all yet, so I have the theme.
Fair enough.
And then coming up this weekend here in a couple of days, I'm heading to Reno, back-to-back tournament weekends for Jeremy. Going to the April Fool's Spring Jackalope tournament in Reno this weekend. Super excited for that. And then what's your next?
You're so lucky. You're so lucky.
Well, I told myself, they're like, Rashad and Kyle are going, and Rashad hasn't been to a tournament in forever. And he's like, Jeremy, you got to come to Reno Jackalope.
No, he didn't say it like that. He said, Jeremy, you must go.
Yeah. Jeremy, my friend, great excite. You must go. And I was like, well, Rashad, I just got done with another tournament, and I really need to be home. And then I was looking at my empty house, with my black hole of a wife no longer here. And I was like, I can do whatever I want. I'm going to another tournament. So I am off tomorrow to Reno. Gonna have steaks with Blake tomorrow night, Rob. I'll send you pictures. Blake Robertson, we're gonna get together and have some dinner tomorrow night. And then I will be playing EOD in the Reno tournament as I'm getting ready. I have my Masters list pretty much locked in, so now it's gonna be like time to practice. So
hey, we got Singapore logging in. I don't know what time it is over there. It's tomorrow there, right?
Yeah,
he's in the future. Yeah,
now I heard the General Gaddafi is going to Clash of Kings UK. Is Paige going? That's my question.
That's a good question. I don't know why he should, right? If he's got a partner going, they should go together. Seriously, hotel costs.
I completely did not look at flights to the UK today. I did not do that at all. So
Countercharge will be there. Trent, our roving reporter, will be at Clash of Kings. He has got the bug, Travis. He's got the bug, man. Every day he's like, oh, I just bought 300 paints. Oh, I just bought a bunch of new brushes. I'm like, dude, your wife's going to kill you.
Oh, Rob, I set up my exemplar wet palette.
What do you think?
Oh God, I love it. I actually prefer the sponge and sheets now that I'm using it over the red grass gaming ones. Yeah. We got to get Paige out to the US for sure.
So Adam's just saying, "Oh, I'm just making that up." Okay,
Oh.
man, what a crap starter he is, huh, Travis?
Yeah,
That's Adam.
Yeah, the exemplar wet palette, guys. It's by a company called Game Envy. If you haven't seen it, it's hard plastic. It's amazing. They even have antimicrobial copper weights that sit in the corner to hold the paper down. So like they literally thought of everything. And actually, Jeremy, I don't know if you saw, they just closed their Kickstarter today. It was
with the special purple elite.
Well, it's got that. It's got some new pop-up brushes and some brush scrubby things. I don't know.
Because some scrubble of a ding dong.
Hey man, it's funny because I'm always like anti-Kickstarter, and then today or this week, it's like back to the exemplar wet palette thing, and now Dungeon Saga Origins. I'm like, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
They pull you back in.
They pulled me back in. So.
Well, I mean, that deal for the Dungeon Saga's legendary pledge, which I think is £120. So what is that? 150,
So it's $159.
Yeah. You get the main game plus all 4 expansions, which comes with all that scenery. Like, that's crazy.
Legendary expansion is 110, and then the ultimate pledge is 159, which is everything. So
okay, whatever it is, the biggest one that you can get that's not a retailer, that's what I'm getting. So the ultimate pledge.
Yeah. I probably will I haven't backed it yet. I'm going to. I will probably. I have to talk to my daughter. We got to look because if we buy this, she's gonna have to paint it. She's gonna have to. Crazy thing happened last night, Jeremy. I'm like, I'm going to the shop. She's like, I want to go too. So she packed up a bunch of paints and she went and painted models at the shop while I played. Well, while I got my butt kicked with my salamanders again.
Well, you know what we say, Rob.
It's a pathway to mastery.
Yeah, getting your shit kicked in. Excuse me, it's a pathway to mastery.
Right.
So,
well, I'm getting pretty good. I'm on the path then.
So. Your army does look nice, Rob.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate
so
that.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you check out the pictures of Rob's display board army, which basically his army is the display board. And then it's like some wizard stuff happens and he takes his units
like
off
Transformer.
It is. Totally.
I started looking at today though. I want to add like a big tower. You know, Travis, like the Middle Eastern towers, like in the Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
Like I want one of those, a big tower. I don't know what I'd put on it yet. Maybe a second Phoenix, as much as I've been taking damage.
Put another Phoenix on there.
Put another Phoenix on it. But yeah.
Or could you make it into like an actual like go all the way up and then do like a cool like a lighthouse or something? That would be cool with like a light that moves around or like a torch or something.
Anything's possible, Jeremy. And it's just time, right? It's just time. I've got to paint ceremonial guard first, though. I need some ceremonial guard, man. I need some actual salamanders in the list.
Yeah, my takeaways from Adepticon, now that I think about it, it's just like what an awesome hobby we're a part of. It's like great games, great dudes, great stuff. I mean, it's just, I feel really like lucky and blessed to have found this and I think most people will tell you that when the hobby becomes a part of your life, it's really amazing to be a part of this. So much fun.
Awesome. Well, Travis, congratulations again. I mean, amazing run, dude. I mean, winning 3 out of 4 events and coming second in the 4th. As Ricky Bobby would say, second's just the first loser. But you also won the other 3 events, right? So, and to be fair, you won the events that mattered, right? That's that's what you can tell yourself when you're sleeping, right? You're like, well, the doubles doesn't really count. It's a theme event. It's a fluff bunny event.
I didn't lose a game.
But you didn't lose a game, which is pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
And just blame it on Donnie. That's what if I blame Jeremy. I'm like, yeah, we lost. Jeremy rolled 4 dice.
My God. The last. Okay, so Rob and I are playing against Travis and Donnie in the last game. Rob is schmoozing, showing everyone. It's starting to politic for his Kings of War. It's like, check out my army, check out my display board. And there I am by myself. And Adam Ballard is like, hey, Jeremy, I'll come be on your team. And then the look on Travis's and Donnie's face was like, oh no. He's not going to play with you.
Dude, I just yelled at the top of my lungs at everybody. It was like, this is outlaw.
T.O.
Throw Adam out of the room.
Judge. So
was Adam not playing in the event?
No. They just showed up like an hour before that.
In professional wrestling.
You didn't ride up to Chicago with your kin?
I rode up with Tim.
Okay. All right.
He's
So what you're saying is Tim is higher on the pecking order than Adam?
No, Donnie's a higher on the pecking order. He's the one who talked me
I
into
see.
playing the team event. I wasn't going to
Okay.
play.
Okay.
I was lucky that Tim rode out.
We played Tim. Did we beat? No, we lost to Tim, or we drew against him.
We drew.
Yeah. Tim and who was his partner?
Sean.
Yeah, that's right. Sean Villamont, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Sean Villamont? Yeah. You had a lot of Omaha guys there. It was
we brought 5 from Nebraska, so that was pretty good.
That was awesome. Well, guys, appreciate the time. It's been
thanks,
hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys like these, just let us know.
Rob, do you want to tell people what your plans are for the Adepticon content?
Yeah, I guess I should. We released the first thing we released as soon as I got back. Maybe it was even Sunday night. I released our conversation with Martin and Kyle Pretzel Twinkie. We recorded that after Mantic Open Night. So thanks to those guys, they were really forthcoming and they gave us some really great information. Kind of gave us what they were willing to share, that publicly share. Because obviously we learned a lot at the Mantic Open Night and they didn't share everything. But then thanks to Ronnie, he went ahead and spilled the beans on a lot of great stuff. It's stuff I didn't even know was coming, and I'm not going to spoil it. You got to listen to the episode. And so that's what's come off this week. Sunday we'll have day 1, so we'll have our recordings from Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we will have an Abyssal Dwarf Army review. The one we've been talking about, it's edited, right? It is 3 hours and almost 3.5 hours. And you know what we didn't do? We didn't talk about fluff, right? We didn't talk about fluff, and we didn't answer anybody's questions. So we're going to have a part 2 because those guys recorded for 4 hours, and we didn't even have time for those 2 things. So thanks to Blake and Kelly Wheaton and Brian Trehan from here in Memphis. They did a great job. I think what you're gonna hear is that it's a tough army to play, right? If you want to be competitive, it may not be the army for you. But if you want an army that's fun, right, and that you can learn the game with, not bad. So that's coming Wednesday, and then obviously every Sunday from now until like June, we're gonna have Adepticon coverage because I think we have 20. What was it, Jeremy? 21 hours.
It was 23 hours.
23 hours. Now all of that's not usable, right? Because
Well, I think we left it on during one round of one of the tournaments.
Yeah, we have. So I can't wait to find out what kind of blackmail stuff I've got recorded.
Yeah.
So if you get an anonymous email asking for a payment via PayPal, you know why.
We got you.
We got you. But yeah, we have a lot of great coverage. I mean, we have a lot of good coverage where we're talking to different people that you may not have heard before, like Christian Moisan and Janner Holiday from Florida, who's moving to Ohio. Just new players that are relatively new to the Kings of War scene and just getting their take on it. And they're telling us about their experience. But then we also have the traditional coverage where we're just chatting about how the weekend's going. And I know this will probably bore you guys since you just had to sit through this live stream. There's a ton of stuff with Travis. And so that might come out. I might throw that out on Sunday just because we have a great episode with him and Chris DeGraw, who played at the top table in the last round. They kind of break down the game and chat about that. And then obviously, we have Travis after they've officially he's won the award, and he kind of just talks about his weekend. So you'll hear that as well. I don't know, Jeremy. Was there anything else that we covered tonight that I missed? There's so much.
I mean, so much stuff. So just stay tuned. You'll hear it. It'll be a lot of good stuff. That'll probably get us right until Masters when we'll record a bunch more stuff at Masters. So
yeah, here's the thing though. We already have a bunch of stuff coming from other sources. So we've got Joe McLaren on the show soon. He is the one that is the illustrator that did the UK Clash of Kings logo. Turns out he was on the show 8 years ago. So we got him back 8 years later. And he's on his third dwarf army at this point. So Joe's coming on the show. We have another gentleman named Kenny Lall, who is historically has been a Age of Sigmar player and had an Age of Sigmar podcast. Again, 2015, he was playing Kings of War, fell off the wagon. He's back on. And so now we're going to get him on just to chat about, those kind of, and we have an episode about friendly local gaming stores and how they can build your community. So, by the way, Trent Sorsby, man, we got that kid working hard. So he is working hard behind the scenes, writing notes. So if you guys have any great ideas for episodes, let us know.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, who wants to take us out?
Thanks.
Go ahead, winner.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Travis.
No. You guys do it. I'm not that guy. Where's Adam when you need him?
Let's go out let's have the pick up here. The one I want to see, Rob.
Oh,
The medals.
yeah, I can.
No,
Hang on.
Let's end by looking at the beauty.
You want me to show that picture again?
Yeah, the victory. Show me what winning looks like. That's what winning looks like, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, always keep counter charging.